Now that I have my 4 LEDs working, I'm going to remove the middle battery, and I'm going to take the 2 wires out of the breadboard, and we are ready to solder these wires in place. So my soldering iron is ready to go, and I'm just going to wipe the tip on a damp cloth. And I'm going to start heating the joint. I'm going to add a tiny bit of solder to get the flux flowing. And then I'm going to wait for the joint to heat up. Then I'm going to add some more solder. And let that solder flow, and then remove the iron. Okay, the first solder joint didn't come out very good, so I'm gonna reheat the joint, and I'm gonna add a bit of solder to get the flux flowing. Let the solder flow and remove the soldering iron. Let the solder cool off without any movement. Let's go to the next joint, and I'm going to heat the joint, add a bit of solder to get the flux flowing. Once the joint's warm, I'm going to add a little bit more solder, then remove the iron. And that one came out pretty good. Okay, let's go to the last 2 joints. Heat the joint, add a bit of solder to get the flux flowing. Once everything's heated up, add a little bit more solder and remove the iron. And all four of our joints are soldered at this point. So now that we have our first 4 LEDs connected together, we know they're working, and we have our joints soldered, we need to fasten the battery holder to our project and the breadboard. So with the breadboard, I recommend you just remove a strip of the protective paper from the back, and you have a very sticky tape. It's like a 2-way tape, and you can do the same on the other side. You just peel it, just take off maybe a centimeter from each side, and that would probably be enough. If you remove all of the protective paper, it'll get extremely sticky, and you'll have a hard time removing it when your CPT is done. So my breadboard is very well stuck down to the cardboard. Now for the battery holder has a hole on each end, so I'm going to suggest that in order to attach that, you get a pen or a pencil to expose both holes, and you just mark both holes. Second one was here, and you get your push pin, make a nice big hole, and then you put your battery pack back again. You're going to need 2 more holes on the outside, and then you get a piece of wire, run it through the first hole, down to through the bottom and up through the other hole and twist it. Okay, I've put my wire in place, and now I'm just going to start twisting it with my fingers. Finish off with your long nose pliers. And this is attached very well. You're going to repeat the same thing on the other side with another wire. So at this point you have the breadboard attached, the battery holder attached, and you're ready to start plugging in your transistors and all of your wires. So you can proceed by starting with the next 4 LEDs. Insert them exactly the way I showed you with the first 4.